All right, if you guys are watching or listening to this, happy Eid Mubarak. It's post Eid. And also, happy spring. And, you know, it is warmer season.
The spring solstice.
Yeah, spring solstice is just passed. It is warmer season in New York. But that also means the heating in apartment buildings are gone now, right? So that means...
that makes sense.
That means it's a little cold
in
the apartment today. So that's why, if you're not watching the video, I'm wearing a Snuggie, and I hope that's okay. I'm just perpetuating some comfort vibes in this video.
Some comfort vibes.
Hopefully you feel like we're here with a cup of tea and some nice hot soup on this beautiful afternoon. But anyway, you know what I love?
What do you love? Tell me.
I love being an older sister.
Oh, that's the first.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like growing up, and even in my adult years, I wasn't liking it, you know? Because it's like when you are an older sister, it's such a burden sometimes. A lot of work. And it's like everyone's coming to you for advice. But it's like you don't even have your own life figured out, you know?
Right.
And I'm an older sister. I have a younger brother. But I'm also an older sister to my baby cousins. I'm an older sister to the internet, you know, things like that. So it felt very, like, overbearing sometimes, you know? I didn't really want that title. I'm like, oh, my God, why can't I be a younger child and have everything figured out for me for the most part, right? But as I'm getting older, being an older sister is so precious to me.
Really?
Like,
this is the first time I'm hearing this. I haven't heard this before.
Like the other day, my baby cousin called me. Like, she was like, Apu, please, can I call you? please, can I talk to you?
Have a talk.
She's what, 12? She really wanted to talk to me, and she loves, like, calling me to give me her little updates. Yeah. Her boy crushes, whatever it is. Oh, wow. So I called her, and she's like, Apu, guess what? And I'm like, what? She's like, I got an 81 on my chest.
Wow.
And I'm like, first of all, it's so cute that, like, she's calling me to tell me that news. But also on top of that, I feel like if I got an 81 when I was younger, I would have gotten, that would be the end of the world. Yeah. But the fact that, like, she knows she can call me about that, and she knows that I'm going to be proud of it regardless of, like, how low it is or how high it is. Like, that just makes me so happy, you know? And then even, like, my brother now, he's younger than me, but not that much. He, like, calls me to, like, tell me some stuff, or, like, we'll hang out for things that are
that's how it goes
outside of, like, family stuff. And I'm like, dang, like, it's getting to, like, that cool point in, like, older sisterhood, you know? And it's like, obviously there are still a lot of stressful things. Like, I still deal with a lot of the family issues and, like, figuring out trips or, like, whatever it is. But there's also so many beautiful good things about
after
it.
So many years of turmoil.
Yeah.
You know, you finally having like a little bit of grace and like a little bit of fun.
About time.
What if she called you? She's like, I got a 19.
Oh, wow.
What's your reaction?
It's okay. We'll try harder next time.
That's good.
Every single time I just tell her to study. But yeah, maybe we can do a whole episode on just like siblinghood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did one on siblings, but you know, updated.
Yeah. Like not as like sad and traumatic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a younger brother. I have an older sister, and I tell her everything.
Yeah.
You know,
I love your guys' relationship.
Yeah, we have a good one, I think.
All right, well, welcome back to our podcast called Difficult Dish, a podcast about different South Asian narratives. My name is Mahua.
My name is Mashnoon. And today we're talking about something, but before that...
about something.
Like the video, subscribe.
Like this video purely for my outfit.
Yeah. Do you like her outfit? I'll cry
give you
a couple seconds to decide. 1, 2, 3. I know you like her outfit. Okay, if you like her outfit.
First time pulling out the glasses too in the pod.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, you've pulled them out before.
No,
Lar.
Not these.
You don't want to like wipe them or anything?
They're unclean.
Anyway.
You want to wipe them a little bit?
Review the podcast, rate the podcast. Yeah, so anyways, today on the podcast, we are talking about something that I was thinking a lot about this morning.
Oh, a lot
about this morning.
Wow.
Because as you know, I've been trying my best to stay up every morning during Ramadan from Sahari, which is, you know, the time that we eat
5 a.m.
before sunrise, 5 a.m. It's around 5:30 right now. Last year, I stayed up damn near every day, and I loved it. And this year, it's been a little bit harder for me, but I've been trying to do my best. And some days it's a blur and it's tough, but I've been trying. And today I stayed up.
You've been doing good.
And I was quite productive this morning.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking, you know, like I've been dealing with the waves of productivity a lot ever since, honestly, I graduated college. I think like you know, when we're in college, we always have like that thing, that
schedule,
like, you know, like that one
goal
thing that we're working towards.
Yeah.
And the rest of our day is constructed after like what we have to do for like university or whatever. But after that, you know, everybody seems to like fall into a rut of like, what is my day to day gonna look like? You know, especially if like you're working like part time or you're unemployed or you're like trying to find a job or whatever. Scheduling out your day could get tricky, and
That's
I was
true.
dealing with that for a while. And I was thinking about it a lot this morning.
And also you have ADHD. That's a whole other layer.
You mean that?
No, I mean it.
Damn.
It's not a curse word. It's not an insult. It's the truth.
Damn.
You know?
And yeah, that feeds into, you know, my like lack of
motivation.
scheduling.
Yeah, scheduling.
Motivation.
Mental.
But you got OCD.
Yeah.
How does that feed into the productivity?
I feel like that heightens the productivity for me.
Oh, really?
So that's the
So
thing.
it's
Like
an
me and
asset,
you are different.
and I'm a liability. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say all that.
Understood.
But it's something, because I was talking to my friend the other day, and she said that her neurodivergence has been really playing a part in like her productivity with school. And she's just been like sleeping all day. Like she's just been like missing class, like not turning in assignments, not having the mental, you know,
Have been there.
willingness to actually do work. Like she knows she has to do it, but she keeps procrastinating or just not doing it. And I think it's very interesting for me, because it's like that's not something that I really deal with. So I would love to hear your perspective on it. Obviously we have like a whole episode on how our OCD or ADHD has affected us in our life, but it's very interesting to me to hear from your side on like how it prevents you from doing work and like how you combat that.
It really does.
Yeah. How do you combat it, buddy-o?
A lot of time I don't. You know,
Yeah.
I just kind of like vibe out.
You just go with the
like,
flow.
You know, like whatever I messed up on, like I'll like rehatch it when like later on once
rehatch?
Rehatch.
It's a rehash.
Sorry.
But when I make a mistake.
Same thing. I was close.
Okay.
And like, you know, when I realized that like I'm the type of person where like if I got an assignment and it's due in 12 hours, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that.
When are you gonna touch it?
Probably like I will like open it up like an hour before, and then I'll be like,
wow,
I still got an hour. And then I'll be like,
wow.
I'll open it again like 30 minutes, and I'll be like, damn, I got 30 minutes. And then I'll be like 15
Why
minutes.
do you do
like,
that?
Damn. Then it'll hit like the 15-minute mark, and I'll be like, damn, bro, I should have started by now. And then it'll hit like the 10-minute mark.
But do you think
and then when it hits the 10-minute mark, I'm like, there's no point in starting.
Does your best work come from pressure? Being under pressure?
It does. But it's like, it's the pressure, but there has to be discipline as well. Like it can't just be like wait until, and then like I get a sudden urge. Like, yeah, I'll get that urge, but I still have to push myself to start it. It's really weird. So like I'll hit like the 5-minute mark and I'll be like, damn, oh well, like I didn't even start.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to class the next day and I'll like beg for forgiveness, and then they'll give me like a one-time
the
exception,
professors are
and
like,
then I'll do it, and then
again.
I'll get a good grade on it, and then he'll take off like 20% because it's late. Whereas like I would have gotten like a 95. That's how my
that's so interesting, because for me, like I'm the type of person to hand in my assignments early.
Yeah.
Like, I finish my assignments before it's even assigned.
Last time I sent something in early. That's so crazy. Like you know like when you join when like you get into class and like the teacher puts you in groups of like 4,
right?
And like there's always that one person in the group that like doesn't do anything.
That was you.
I swear to God.
I hated that person.
I swear to God.
I hated that person.
Me,
I hated that.
God.
Thank God we didn't go to the same school, or we didn't meet in class.
Thank God, bro. Yeah.
Oh my God. So as you can see, we both have different productivity tactics, strategies for 2 very different neurodivergent fellas.
Okay.
So I have some of my tactics. We have some of yours. And this is very specific to like obviously our studying/working strategies. But also I feel like some of it relates to some or many South Asian families who might have not grown up with like work-life balance, or maybe not their own space or privacy in their room to work, or whatever it is. So we are going to kind of associate some of these tactics with like immigrant families, you know? So you want to get started?
Yeah, I'll get started.
Yeah.
I got a little list.
Oh, hey,
One
yo.
second. iPhone 15.
And I feel like this is a good time to make this episode because it's kind of like around almost final season.
Final season. Yeah. End of Ramadan time.
Yeah.
You know,
because April, May is
spring,
always final season.
You know, everybody's springing.
I feel like I remember when I was in school, when I was in college around this time, spring is obviously like so beautiful. Like I love that seasonal depression is gone. It's beautiful outside. You just feel more motivated to work, I feel like, when it's like warmer outside and the days are longer.
Yeah.
But also when spring, I feel like you can't really relate to this because Florida is forever warm for the most part. But in New York, once it hits springtime, I would feel less motivated to work because I'm like, it feels better to just go to the beach or like hang out with friends outside and just like lollygag instead of actually do work.
That makes sense.
And like I'm gonna be finishing the semester soon anyway, so what's the point in like working? It's kind of like senioritis, you know. Yeah. So I would always feel so like unmotivated around this time, even though it should be the opposite, because I would also feel like I'm getting FOMO if I don't join in on my friends for things when they're hanging out, you know, together.
Yeah, I had a lot of that.
Yeah, FOMO.
Yeah,
you still have that.
That's true.
Not as much. No, you do.
My first productivity tip.
Yeah.
It's simple, but y'all gotta hear me.
Yeah.
Wake up early.
Dang.
Wake up early. A lot of y'all be scrolling on TikTok till 4 a.m, and then you wake up.
What if you have insomnia?
Huh?
What if you have insomnia? You can't sleep.
What if you freaking like?
All right, sorry.
What do you want me to say?
Sorry for the question.
I'm sorry if you got insomnia, bro. This podcast is not for you. A lot of y'all be scrolling mad late, and a lot of y'all wake up and continue the scrolling. You know, like a lot of y'all will fall asleep, like, and then wake up
with the phone in your hand. It's crazy.
The phone still has TikTok open. You got 4% battery, and you're like, I gotta get this 4% out, and you keep scrolling.
And then guess what? You wake up, go to the bathroom, you're on the toilet scrolling too.
Waking up early is the best, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I realized, growing up was, my mom was always just the happiest in the morning. Like the mornings that she was up, because most mornings she would stay up from Fajr. Yeah. But like some mornings she would sleep in, whatever. So it's like the best of both worlds. Like if my mom is up, she's probably in like the best mood that she will be in for the day. Like that's when she's like walks around her garden, you know, barefoot, waters her plants, on the phone. Someone from Bangladesh, just vibing out. Sunlight is Florida, sunshine. You know, is that time. Or she's sleeping in, and I got like the space to myself, and like it's quiet, right? Outside, birds are chirping. Like, you know, it's a good vibe, and like I always feel just like the most like mental clarity like at that time. So
do you associate early mornings with like good memories?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. And yeah, I think for like a lot of brown people, like I don't know, do you relate to that? Like, do you feel like the morning was like I understand like some time? Mornings, like depending on what they do for work, like it could be like really hectic and stuff. But I think like if you take the whole day, like when your parents are probably like just like the most like approachable and like not saying that they're not approachable, but like
they're just demons.
Not saying that you can.
They're demons throughout the day.
But I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So I always like to like hang out with my mom in the morning before I started my work. So it's like I would like hang out there a little bit, and like we would start off on like a good foot, and like we would be good, and I'd be like, all right, mom, I'm gonna go do work. She's like, okay, Papa, enjoy. And it's just like a good start. You know,
I know like my parents would always tell me to like not do anything at nighttime because that's when like shaitan comes out and stuff. Yeah. So like if I were to go study at nighttime, they'd get mad at me even though I'm like fully studying and like doing something productive. They'd just be like, couldn't you do that earlier on in the day? And I'm like, no, I'm working and I have school earlier on in the day. Like I couldn't do that. So it's like, yeah, if you have the choice, do it earlier on in the morning. But I know a lot of people like just work. Like they go straight to work. It's like, how can they be productive? But there's this one TikToker that I know. She has like a 9 to 5, and then she wakes up at like 5 a.m. and she does like her workout. She does her.
See, I'm not here to tell y'all to wake up.
But I'm saying like if you have a 9 to 5, you don't have a choice but to do that.
You can wake up at like 6:30, 6:45. That's calm.
Okay.
No? Like when I was working my 9 to 5 in Orlando, like I would wake up from like during Ramadan I wake up at Sahari, but I would like lay in bed till like 7, and then from like 7 to 7:30 I'll play like a little piano, and 7:30 like I would already like be ready by then to where like I could leave when I'm ready, hang out with my mom a little bit. You got time for stuff, and you could like take a slow mornings.
Yeah.
Slow mornings. That's the
slow
thing.
Mornings.
Key Keyword.
I like
slow mornings.
having slow mornings before my workouts in the morning.
Yeah. And they're the best when you wake up early. A slow morning when you wake up at 11:45 p.m., 2:40 p.m.
11:45 p.m. was crazy.
Talking about slow mornings. A.M. my fault. Talking about slow mornings. That's crazy. You gotta wake up early.
I feel like when I'm rushed, like if I'm late for something, or if I'm rushed before going to something,
it's a bad morning.
It's automatically a bad tone because it just like makes me so anxious when I am late for something.
Then the day is messed up.
Yeah, so it's like if you can kind of prepare for your day by picking out your outfit or like picking out the food that you're gonna eat the night before, it kind of makes it like a lot more gliding, you know. Glideful. You know, like glide, like glideful, glide, easy glide. Easy glide. Okay. So my productivity tip that is very helpful, that actually changed the game for me when I moved out, is optimizing your space, right? So I feel like there are a lot of immigrant families that, I wouldn't say a lot, there are many immigrant families that don't know the idea of personal space or boundaries. There's a hair on your lip.
Thank you so much.
Personal space, boundaries, privacy. Yeah, you know, sometimes they'll like barge into the room when you're like in there without knocking or anything. Yep. Or sometimes they'll just have access to your room and go through your stuff if you never gave it to them. Or, you know, if you're a part of a low income family, maybe you don't even have your own room. Maybe you're sharing it with a sibling. Maybe you're sharing it with a parent, whatever it is. So sometimes we don't have like our own space, right? Especially for me, when I was growing up at my parents' house, I was doing all of my work in bed, right? Like I had a desk. My parents really prioritized education and schoolwork, so I had a desk and I had space to do work, but it never felt like my own. You know, like the room wasn't my own. Yeah, I had like this desk for me, but that was just to like sit down. It wasn't like made to make me feel more productive, you know? So I used to do all my work in bed and I would fall asleep. I would get obviously more tired. My back was always hurting. The mattress was going down into the floor because I was sitting in the same spot every single day for hours. It was such a bad thing. Like I still have back pain because of that situation. So if you can optimize your space, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't mean, get a whole room, get a new house. Like it doesn't mean anything like that. But maybe have like a small corner of your room that has some nice like posters or has some nice like motivational positive affirmations or something like that. You know, something that you can look at and feel inspired every single day, and it feels like your own like space, you know? And I feel like when you have that own like place of zen for you, it just changes your whole outlook on work and education or just like productivity, because it just makes it feel more uplifting. You know, it doesn't feel like suffocating. It doesn't feel like something that you're not looking forward to at the end of the day or in the beginning of the day. That's true.
I like having a nice little study area, and also make sure it's in front of some natural light too.
Yeah,
if you can, that's real important. You know, get that real sunlight in.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like fake artificial like lighting if you don't have sunlight.
If you don't have it, but try your best.
Yeah, you know, like yellow lights. Yellow lights are very important. That's actually a very big thing for me. Yellow lights. Warm. But the thing is, it's different because like I love yellow lights because it makes like a warmer ambiance. It seems more natural and it's not as heavy. But I feel like on those days where I'm very tired and I need to stay up to be productive, I need a white blaring light in my face to like. I know it's not good for me. That's just you think. It's not good. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do it. But I'm just saying like. What do you mean by that?
No white.
Yeah, I got the glasses because of the white lights.
For real. All right, my next tip is sometimes you just gotta go outside.
Dang.
You just gotta work from outside.
Dang.
You just gotta try to get stuff done from outside. You know why?
No.
Home might be a little bit messy. There might be, you know.
What do you mean by that?
You know, your younger brother might have, you know, hurt his toe, and now he's, you know, running around the house making a nuisance, or like your mom is just like on the phone
clanking away pots.
Yeah, just doing something. Your dad's just mad at the news and just
yelling at the politics,
like the stock market, and like you just need some space. Feel me? So go outside. Go to your local coffee shop. And when you're at the coffee shop, don't just sit nowhere. Try to get like a seat, because I'm a like a coffee shop working
enthusiast.
Guru. So you gotta find a seat where like nobody can like, there's like not people behind you. Like I hate sitting at like I hate sitting against the wall. Not like, you know, like the stools, like with the stools against the no stools. Don't sit on no stools.
Because you need a back to the seat.
You know, nobody looks behind you because one, for safety, and so you could like real lock in.
Yeah.
Because you know like everything that
especially
you need
in New
to
York
see is like in front of you.
Paranoia is
but
hard.
Also like I don't know if you have this, but like a lot of people like just be walking around just staring at your laptop.
Yeah.
They'll just walk by.
It's like at that point just go back home.
Especially when you're trying to do something like creative or like artistic, you don't want people like, oh, what do you make? Like, oh, you don't want that.
But also I do that. Like
I'm sneak this.
It's so funny because like people I'll go to a coffee shop and I'll be like, dang, like Sonder, like I wonder what this person is working on. Like there are so many different jobs that make up this coffee shop. Like the other day we went to one and this guy was like writing a script and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's fine. Admire you and you admire and then you like look away.
Yeah, I'm not like staring. I'm not.
You're trying to fixate your eyes on reading his script.
Oh yeah, I'm not reading his script.
No, so yeah, try to get like some personal so like you don't get distracted. You're not always thinking like, oh, like this dude is blah blah blah. Like, you know, like it's really important to have to get in that flow zone, you know, like that flow zone, that flow mode of
what's
like,
that mean?
You know, it's just like that. I had it this morning. Like I'm working on like this proposal thing and I was sitting for like 20 minutes just like, I don't know how to start. How do I start? Blah blah. I'll just put on a song, scroll on TikTok, whatever. I don't know how to start. And then at one point you just got like push the button, just like try to lock in. Like not like you can't lock in on command, but you could like start doing, you know, some of the baby steps. So, you know, I would put my phone down. I would instead of playing music, I would play like a freestyle beat or like an instrumental that doesn't have words.
That's what I like
so
too.
So the words aren't going through my head. And then I would just start typing. And like I knew like, okay, what I'm typing right now is that's not what's gonna stick. Yeah. Right? I'm gonna delete this, but let me just start typing. Start typing. And you start typing and be like, oh, like I like that word. Like, oh, okay, I like, and then like when you start seeing something tangible, and you're like, you have the first sentence, you have the second sentence, third sentence. Now you're like, okay, this isn't it's not as hard as it was, you know, when I first started 10 minutes ago, you know. So like that's like that flow.
Yeah, you just get started.
And then I hate when like you're sitting somewhere and then blah blah, someone staring. It gets you out of that zone. Don't be doing that no more. You know, like
I'm not staring at someone.
I know you'd be staring.
I do it from like such a far angle away where they don't even know that I'm looking.
They know.
They don't know.
Trust me.
Because you were doing the same thing with me. I don't know why you're acting like.
But I do a quick glance, like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I did. Don't give me that face. It's so interesting because, like, you know what the term is? It's called body doubling.
Body doubling. What you mean?
When you go to a coffee shop or a library or like wherever, and you crave other people to be around you to feel more productive. Yeah. So, you like doing that. Where you like leaving the home to go to a public space to feel more in the zone. Mm-hmm. Whereas I like being more alone to do work. Okay. Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting. And I think that comes back to our neurodivergence. Yeah. Because Is this your first time saying the word? Like, why is it so uncomfortable for you? Because, you know, I like to have like a little helping hand to me. Because like if I'm alone, you know the YouTube's on.
Yeah, we know.
You know the Spotify's on.
We know.
You know I'm on FaceTime with probably you.
We know. We know.
But, you know, when I'm out in public, I can't turn on the YouTube.
You can.
I can, but then you just feel stupid.
You know, sidetrack for a second. I hate when there's people in the subway and they have their YouTube video on loudspeaker.
That's kind of crazy, no?
It's like, you know, you're in a public space. Like, how do you not have any form of social awareness? No, but it's
like, do you think they don't care? They're like, nah, this is not even that loud. Like, it's not that loud. Like,
it's loud though. The whole subway car can hear it. Like, next time what I'm gonna do, because it happened the other day and I was sitting right next to her, I'm gonna just stare at the phone.
Yeah, watch.
It's like at this point.
Watch with her.
Yeah, at this point.
Like, it's like a TV.
At this point, you want us to see it.
Yeah. And then she'll start getting mad. She'll be like, "What?
Yeah, what? I thought you wanted to stop it.
Why? Are you, like, it's thank you. Like,
yeah, thank you for the entertainment. But anyway, yeah, I can't do body doubling. Like, I remember. Well, I can, but it's not preferred for me. Like, I remember in college when I used to go to the library, I used to go to Adelphi University. I don't know if you guys know that. That was a spot for me to do my work in Long Island. We would go. Also, we kind of knew we were going for lollygagging. Like, we would go at like 8 p.m., come back past midnight.
Yeah, get
it's
negative work done.
Yeah, I used to literally like do less work. Yeah, lose that work.
Left it there.
And I would just like be talking to my friends. I think it depends. Like, if it's a random group of people at a coffee shop, obviously I'm not gonna be talking to random people, right? Like, I can do my work for the most part. But if it's like with my friends, like, don't even try. You know, like, don't even ask me.
What you got?
All right, something that is not underrated, but underrated for you.
Oh, okay.
But works for people like me. Have a planner. Okay? But let me get into specifics of it. The specifics.
Y'all don't need a planner.
Get a planner.
Nah,
because what you need to put on the planner are like the small, mundane things that you've been procrastinating on that will take literally 5 seconds. Okay? So something that takes like 5 minutes for me is to pray, right? But I wouldn't remember to do that because in my head it's not work, right? And since it's not written down, I'm not going to remember it. But since I love the dopamine release of crossing out things on my to-do list, and I see pray on that, and it's the last thing that I have to do before I cross that thing off, I know that I'm going to do it, right?
Okay.
But I've done it so much to the point where I remember it as like a muscle reflex now, where I don't have to write it down anymore. Like, it's like
That's
ingrained
good.
in me,
That's
you know?
good.
So I like using a planner because it helps like keep me on track and also feel accomplished.
That's good. So how do you remember to fill out your planner?
What do you mean?
For people like me.
What do you mean?
Because
I'm not understanding.
I'll be like, oh yeah, let me plan out my next day, and then the next day comes and I do everything. I'm so tired. I go sleep. And then I'll be like, I have nothing on my planner today. What is your advice for like helping me remember to put something
I personally don't go to sleep until my planner for the next.
That's different.
Like, my to-do list for the next day is done.
That's different.
And also, if I remember that I have to do something, for example, like if we have to record the podcast, right? But I know I'm not going to be able to do it today. We're not going to be able to do it the next day. But I remember that we have to record it sometime this week. I'm going to put it down on my planner for a day that we can do. But I'm going to write it down in that moment when I've thought of it. I'm not going to just assume that I'm going to remember it, because the small things that you think, oh, I'll remember to do it later. Let's be honest. Let's sit down and be honest with ourselves. Let's do a little self-reflection.
No, I remember everything. I know.
You're not going to remember it, okay?
I am, man.
Especially you. You're going to do the opposite of remember it.
About? Do I not remember everything that I have to? See, the planners aren't like that useful.
I wish I could like really put you on the spot right now, but I'm not.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Go ahead,
I'm not.
What is it?
I'm really not.
What did I forget?
Mashun the other day helped me do my laundry, right? And he took my laundry card to, go do the laundry in my building.
It's not a true story.
And then I'm like, oh, make sure you give me back the laundry card after so that like I can do laundry next time. Tell me why I found the card in the bathroom, like under the rug.
That's not a true story. It's not a true story. It's not. That was a good made up story.
Like, at this point, he asked me where his stuff is because he knows that I'll remember over him.
Yeah, but like a planner's not gonna help me with that. I'm not.
Yeah, you need mental like actual help for that. You need to actually fix your mental for that.
Nah, but all jokes aside, planners are cool. I used them every now and then.
I feel like you like your like daily to-do list better.
Yeah.
Like, you still kind of use a planner on your phone.
Yeah,
like notes on the notes
I'll
app.
like open it up and like write what I'm gonna do for the day and stuff.
And then even when we had our podcast event over the summer last year, we gave out difficult to-do lists, like what is it called, a notepad.
Yeah, notepads.
And I feel like that is good too, because you kind of can rip it out.
I'm just like a technologically savvy guy. Like, I don't like walk around with like a notepad anymore like that. Like, it's not like like 2009 anymore.
2009. Okay. Do you have one or no?
But yeah, I hear you.
Do you?
And I'm in support of you.
You literally promised to me this year that you would try your best to use a planner, and then you never did.
I did.
You never did, though.
It's been a hard year for me. All right, I got one. Make sure that everything that you do in regards to like work or, you know, getting tasks done, you have a reason behind everything. Like you have like a central North Star reason.
Purpose.
Because I think a lot of time with us growing up as brown people, a lot of the reasonings behind what we do aren't genuine or like authentic. You know, they're not crafted, like tailor made by us.
Wow.
It's made by
other people.
Parents, people that have expectations upon you. They're telling you like you have to do this. And even if it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do, when you do that task, you're thinking about them. You know, you're not thinking about yourself and what you want and your ambitions and what your goals are. Even if you have the same goals, you know, you're linking a lot of like this work and like these tasks to what these people want. And at the end of the day, even if you get the task done, whatever happens with the task, that's just not the correct outlook to have on things. You know, everything should come from a genuine, authentic, like self reasoning. You know, so like if I'm doing something like, and it's like, and all of it feeds into like a larger goal. You know, so it's like I am writing this book. In order to write this book, I have to write poems. In order to write poems, I have to read.
You're so cool. You're writing a book. Like I know, like an author, like a poet. Like I have a podcast with like a poet, a published author.
You don't have to put me on the spot like that.
No, but you're so cool. I want to be like you.
Anyways, I'm writing this book, and in order to write this book, I gotta write poems. In order to write poems, I gotta remain in like a creative space. In order to remain in a creative space, I gotta, you know, get like my mental health okay, or like my physical health okay, and like, you know, and just like allow, like give myself time at night, you know. So in order to give myself time at night, I have to, you know, get all my stuff done throughout the day. So that'll motivate me to get stuff done throughout the day, because my end goal is to finish this book, you know. So it's like, and that's something that's tied to me.
It's all intertwined though.
Yeah. So so just have a reasoning for everything, and make sure like that reasoning is connected to you. Like it's linked to you. It's not linked to other people.
Yeah.
So a lot of time like that'll mess up the flow of it.
And I feel like when your end goal is to just make a lot of money, like, yeah, that is a motivation for a lot of people. And it is a strong enough motivation, obviously, especially if you didn't grow up with enough money. But if you don't have like an actual reasoning behind the making money goal, it's not going to motivate you enough to have like strong morals.
Exactly. Like
and
it's
like
yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it.
Like it's not enough to just be like, oh, like I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be broke. Like you have to have like why do you want money?
Yeah.
Like there's the obvious reason, but like that obvious reason is not enough. Like you can't just say you want money because you don't want to be broke. Like you have to have like something that's truly tied to you. You know, like whether it's like something that your mother has always been wanting her whole life, that means a lot to you and means a lot to her. It's like you just have to have like a real tie to it. Like those real ties are really important.
Yeah.
For me? Agreed or disagree?
No, agreed. Good one, Jit.
Thanks, Jit.
So mine is, next one, don't skip food. Because
like, you know when people say stuff and they're like, oh, don't do this, but that's all they do.
I've gotten better. My goal this year was to eat all 3 meals, obviously besides Ramadan.
Have you been doing that?
I've been doing that, actually.
All right.
I usually have like a light breakfast before workouts and stuff.
Like one tortilla chip.
No, light breakfast as in like a yogurt or like a protein. I've been having a lot of proteins.
That's true.
Protein shakes and stuff. But anyway.
That's true.
I'm saying this from experience, right? So as we mentioned before.
Yeah, talk about food.
Everything is intertwined, right? It's all connected to one another. So it's like if your physical health isn't good, if you're mentally not feeling okay, it's obviously going to take a toll on your productivity and like your outlook on work, right? So something that I used to do growing up is just skip meals because I would just be like, oh, it's time to work.
Talk about it.
Right? And I feel like if you are from an immigrant family, South Asian family, obviously your parents are telling you to eat, right? But subconsciously, they're also prioritizing just work for you. And they're not emphasizing the need to have social events or friends outside of work.
Yes.
Or have fun outside of work, or any working a job. A lot of parents just want you to work in school and get good grades,
and
right?
a lot of the time, like, the food is seen as like a task. It's like, oh, like, just eat so you could get back to work.
Yeah.
It's not like a genuine break, or like a genuine like, here is food, it is good for you, know? And then when you're done, like, okay.
Yeah. So I feel like since those things aren't as emphasized, it subconsciously makes you think, oh, let me just focus on work instead of eating.
Yeah.
Or going to the bathroom to pee.
Yeah.
Or go hang out with friends, right? So because of that, I skipped meals a lot. And also, a tactic that we used to do back in the day in my family was a silent treatment. And let me protest by not eating your food, right? Because I know that's going to really hurt you the most.
Talk about it.
So anyway, I grew up just not eating as much, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would skip breakfast and go to school right away or start work right away. I wouldn't eat dinner because I'm like, oh, let me just study, But now, as I'm getting older, I'm like, it's so important to eat food because I feel so much more energetic and productive. And also, it doesn't take that much time to make a meal.
It doesn't.
And it just makes you feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like, healthier.
So how'd
nourishing yourself.
How'd you go about unlearning that? Like, how'd you go about getting yourself to, believe that that's something that you should do?
I think it was just a wake-up call because I talked to other people and they preach the 3 meals a day as it is in American
humans
culture,
do.
as humans do.
Should.
And I'm like, dang, like, why do I not eat 3 meals a day? Like, what's stopping me? Like, now I work from home. I have the ability to wake up and make breakfast or eat lunch or whatever. Like, what's stopping me? And then I had to really do some, like, inner thinking, like, inner work thinking.
Yeah.
And unlearn that,
It's true.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, y'all know me. I'm always on that food wave.
Yeah.
Big food guy. I've been chefing it up.
You've been on a roll.
I've honestly,
you've been on a roll.
I've kind of been going crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, next event, like, I might cater.
Oh, wow. Right.
So I'm just having a good time. Food is very, very important.
Yeah.
It's very important to learn to love food.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a balance that with conversation we can have for another day, but you have to love food and not see it as a task, not see it as a detriment, as your enemy. Something that's on your side. It is on your side. You guys have to be on the same team.
Yeah.
But it's on your side.
Yeah.
Feel me?
I agree. Good one, Jit.
Good one, Jit. Jit, boy.
Anything else or no?
That's kind of all of that.
That's it?
Yeah. You got anything else?
No.
No? All right. Well, we didn't ask y'all on the story if you guys had any other tips, but yeah, I mean, just like closing thoughts, like any like words of advice, like I got ADHD. Like, give me some words of advice. I struggle with productivity. With productivity. It's hard. Like, sometimes I just procrastinate a little bit. What can I do?
Don't let your neurodivergence stop you from having the life that you want.
Wow.
Because a lot of people are like, oh my God, this defines me. This is going to ruin my life. I can't be normal like my friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to be like you don't have to be normal, right? Like, you don't have to be like the norm. But that doesn't mean you can't have a good life and you can't use that to your benefit.
Right.
Like, just try to figure out ways to kind of go around it or use it for your favor, or there's like strengths with everything.
There is.
Obviously, there are weaknesses with everything too.
Use it to my advantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, you might have ADHD and sometimes it prevents you from doing your work, but I feel like it also makes you like hyper creative. It makes you think outside of the box.
Think of it as an asset.
Yeah, think of it as an asset. Yeah. It makes you think out of the box, right?
I do.
And it like, I can't think of anything else good.
No, that's more than enough. I'm motivated now.
Yeah. That's all it took.
Productivities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it helps me with?
What, your
OCD?
Obviously it's great to be, because at the end of the day, it keeps you disciplined. You know, and I think that's like the ultimatum with all this is like, we have to keep ourselves accountable. and we have to remain disciplined with the things that we tell ourselves that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I think obviously sometimes you might take a little bit overboard to where you know you won't do something humane unless you cross
Humane
something
is crazy.
off, you know, your to-do list.
Right.
And I think it's okay to allow yourself some wiggle room. You know, it's okay to be like, yo, right now, you know, my head hurts. I'm going to lay down and like, I'll do this in a little bit, you know? And I think especially with like your field of work, I think like it's okay to like, you know, if it's 5 and like you still don't got some stuff done, but you're like really tired, it's okay to like take that nap and like be excited to like kind of like finish stuff up in the night, you know? And like I'm not saying to like be excited about working or anything, but like to not always see every task as like, you know, just something to cross off a to-do list. Like kind of like maybe like enjoy like the process a little bit, you know? And like obviously enjoying work is whatever, like, but I think a lot of time you look at things as just like, oh, I gotta get this done because it's a to-do list item and that's all it is and it means nothing else to me. But it's like enjoy the day. Enjoy the day. You know, if it's 12 o'clock you haven't started, you still got so much time in the day. Feel me? You know, that's something that she'll do. Like she'll start the day at like 1 p.m. I got nothing done. You still got mad hours in the day. It's okay. You know, we're good.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been liking seeing you waking up so early and being so productive, because I know sometimes like he'll be lollygagging because like he feels like the whole day has passed and he hasn't done anything, but like he's genuinely been trying to get started on his creative work or like whatever, but he just feels like not in the element. But I feel like the early mornings have been really helping you. They are. Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously it's tough to stay up. Just gotta fight it.
You should have tried to do like past Ramadan, like just perpetually.
Yeah, I should, huh?
Because like it's not like you're like tired that early. Like you still sleep at like a normalish time.
Right. I will.
Yeah.
Maybe
like 5-6 a.m. next time.
Oh wow.
Like 6 instead of 5.
No, 7. 7's fine.
Okay.
I think waking up at 6:30. That's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Anything else? You got anything else? Any like secrets you want to share? Like to like.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next episode. We can finally have our poppy. We can finally have our drinks, our Alani drinks,
everything,
our water. Yeah, and don't be surprised we have 7 like different cups of things here, because we've been missing it. We've been missing our coffee. We've been missing our energy drink from Alani, our poppy, our water, all that. Everything.
If you want to be a guest on the podcast, don't be afraid to reach out to us and be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, we'll open it and we'll see what's going on, you know. But if you want to be on the guest on a podcast in New York, say what's up to us. Yeah, just say what's up. Yeah, that's all.
That's it. We don't bite.
It. You know, DMs, emails.
Wow.
You feel me? All right. 10-second advice. You got anything?
That was my 10-second advice.
What?
What I said, like the neurodivergence, like don't let it.
Oh, that. All right. Well, I thought you wanted to do something.
No, what's your 10-second advice? Serious.
Nah, I really don't got nothing. Buy yourself some flowers. Trader Joe's like $5.
You can't just look at like.
Buy yourself flowers. $5. It'll make you happy. Put it in a little nice vase.
Maybe that will boost your productivity.
You don't even need a vase. A little mason jar. Cut the stems. Table. Boom. Take a little picture. Post on your stories. It's good. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
This comes out after Eid.
After Eid.
What the hell?
Eid
in the very end. Eid Mubarak.
I said it in the beginning.
Oh, I didn't.
Literally the first sentence I said.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our episode of Difficult Dish. If you made it this far, please drop me the god dang pencil. For productivity, let me see those pencils.
Pet the pencils. We've been missing out on the emojis. What's been going on? We haven't seen the emojis in a while.
Yeah, I guess we fell off.
Send the emojis.
Send those emojis in.
All right. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Allah Hafiz.